Hey, what's going on? You know who it is. You know what it is. All right, you guys, peep game. All right, so basically, this story is starting to pick up a little bit. I got a lot of catching up to do. I've been really swamped with work, and so I've been kind of falling behind on my videos, and you know, just falling behind a little bit. But I'm gonna try to catch up today. All right, so in case you guys don't know, recently they did some interviews with the cast of Family Matters. Now, for the last couple of years, they've been talks of basically, reviving the show, basically bringing the show back. So there's been talks of rebooting the show, but apparently it appears that Joe Marie Payton has basically declined, and basically they saying that she's declined and she doesn't want to do it. And that's unfortunate, because Family Matters was an iconic black show, and I'm not gonna be afraid to say the word black. If you got a problem with me saying black, well, basically, motherfuck you. I'm not gonna be ashamed to say that word black, and I'm not gonna let nobody shame me for being, proud of being black. It was an iconic black show that aired for 9 seasons, 8 seasons on ABC, and 1 season on CBS before the show was canceled. Um, what you've been hearing is Joe Marie Payton said basically that she clashed with Jaleel White, who plays Steve Urkel on the show, several times. They said it got to the point to where Jaleel White actually wanted to physically fight her. Reginald Val Johnson talked and he gave his interpretation. He said he really didn't have that many problems with the Steve Urkel character. He just basically said that they clashed a little bit, but he said for the most part he said he enjoyed working with him. Um, Joe Marie Payton said it was basically a nightmare. And to be honest with you, you had heard rumblings about stuff that was going on the set. Now keep in mind this was long before era, the internet era. So you don't start finding out what really happened till now, because now, based off the fact that the show isn't on the air anymore, basically that people start talking, and you're starting to find out people's versions of what happened. Now, Jaleel White has been, for the most part, silent about what happened. Um, but you just was hearing about rumblings. It's pretty much the same situation that happened with, you know, the Fresh Prince of Bel Air. Unfortunately, where Will Smith clashed with the original Aunt Viv, but at the reunion show, they basically worked it out, and Will Smith apologized. So, at the end of the day, maybe, Jaleel White and Joe Marie Payton need to talk. But as I said before, I watched that show religiously. And the funny thing was about the whole Steve Urkel character, he did just overtake the show. He became the star of the show, which basically he was there just for a cameo appearance, just for one scene, basically, or just one episode. And basically it just took off from there. He played the nerdy genius, and, who basically had eyes for the daughter, Laura. And it just went on from there. All of a sudden, Jaleel White just started appearing on episode after episode after episode. And I think by the second season, he became an official regular on the show. And you heard rumblings about the other cast having issues with him because they felt like, damn, he's overseeing them. So that's usually always the issue. You've seen this happen just not on black TV shows. You heard this with Suzanne Summers and Three's Company. Look, as far as Three's Company go, John Ritter was the undisputed star of that show. Jack Tripper. Okay. But you just heard this with several shows, from Dallas to just other shows. I mean, just too many to name. But it was just unfortunate to hear about this stuff. But Joe Marie Payton said that Jaleel White was ready to literally throw down with her. But me myself, like I said, this is just expected of these type of shows, or just period. When you work with somebody for a long period of time, you're just gonna eventually clash. No matter how much you like somebody, you're gonna eventually clash. Now, what the goal is to figure out, how do you fix a situation. Some situations get fixed, some situations don't get fixed, to where basically you have to part ways. This happens with TV shows, this happens with music groups, you know so basically comes down to, how do you find some common ground. And like I said before, maybe Jaleel White and Joe Marie Payton, they need to talk and try to see, can they talk amongst each other, and see, can they come to a solution or come to a conclusion. I think it's best for both of their well-being, and I would like for it to happen. Unfortunately, uh, it's sad to hear that they won't be a Family Matters reunion, with the original cast. Now, for the most part, the grandmother, she passed on. I don't know how they would do the other situation with the daughter that basically went upstairs and never came back down. That was kind of weird, how they just disregarded her and wrote her off the show. That was crazy. I mean, they just disregarded her. But and unfortunately for her, uh you know she had some rough times. She went on to start doing adult films. So yeah, that's the price of fame. you know Lifestyle of the rich and famous, sometimes more famous than rich. But anyway, that's all I got for right now. Let me know what you think. This your boy Town Biz. I am out.